everybody. Welcome to Posturing for Your Day. And today, Gina's gonna talk about our shoulders. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, this is gonna be great, is what I told her. 'Cause if my shoulders hurt, then I don't get to flirt. 'Cause what's the use if I don't get to hold her? Yeah, what's the use if it hurts too much to hold her? Please don't tell me it's 'cause I'm getting older. Did you like that?
Yeah, how do I follow that up?
Well, do you get a lot of clients that
Play ukulele? No.
no, they say, oh, it's just because I'm getting older. The injuries, I'm just getting older. I hear that a lot.
Pretty much everybody, yeah.
What do you say? What do you say? It's not because you're getting older.
It's the age of your habits. It's not necessarily the age of your body. So.
Good morning.
Good morning. Happy Friday. Here we are again.
I'm Bill.
That's Bill. I'm Gina.
She's a certified restorative
exercise specialist.
And I'm certifiable. And maybe we'll let you get started. What you got for us today?
Well, we started talking about the shoulders and shoulder tension on Wednesday and a little bit of how to start moving differently without bringing the shoulders up into the ears. If you had any experience with that, if you watched the video and played with what we did on Wednesday, I'd love to hear from you. If you had any success, any comments about that, it would be awesome.
Anything fell off in the process?
Fell
You'd like
off?
to know about it? Well, I'm gonna leave the chair for you, right?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna get out of your way and let you get started.
All right. Hi, Liz. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so we're going to start as we usually do with the Wu Chi position, which is just a way to kind of bring ourselves into a more relaxed yet stable. Stable is a good word. Intention in our body. I'm going to do it sitting down this time just to show you that you can do it just as easily in a chair as you can standing. So I'm taking care to sit on the edge of my chair so my feet can be on the floor and noticing where my pelvis is. So I want to make sure that my sit bones are on the chair. So my pelvis is in what we call a neutral position. My rib cage is stacked comfortably on top of the pelvis. Same thing as when we're standing, but now we're just sitting. That's nice. And again, just relaxing the shoulders, bringing the head more in alignment over the rib cage, which means thinking about where your ears are instead of being way out in front of your upper body, bringing them back over to be more aligned with your shoulders. We're going to take some nice breaths, and just as you breathe and feel your ribcage expanding, just let your breath drop down into your lower abdomen. Just bring your awareness to your feet connected to the floor. The weight of your upper body sinking into the pelvis, into the sit bones comfortably. And the top of the head being lifted up toward the ceiling. So we're kind of getting this nice elongation through the spine with the in-breath, just imagining your joints opening from head to tailbone, and then relaxing again with the exhale. And this is a nice move, a nice posture to bring in anytime during the day that you have a chance to think about it. If you feel yourself getting pulled out in many directions and just not in your body, just dropping into this posture can be very helpful in my experience. Let's take one more nice breath in. Fill up the belly, and then exhale. Let the belly contract slightly. Okay. So we were talking about shoulder tension and the tendency to bring the shoulders up into the ears to engage the trapezius, to engage the levator scapula, which is the scapula elevator, the one that really brings our shoulders up. And that causes its own issues. Those are the ones we tend to notice, the tension, maybe the headaches, just the discomfort. But we don't want to rule out either, or don't want to overlook what's going on in between the head and the shoulders. You know, the neck is more than just a pedestal for our heads. There's a lot of traffic in there. There's blood vessels, and there's lymph vessels, and there's the trachea and the esophagus, and the carotid artery, all manner of things that needs to be this connection between the brain, the head, the rest of the body, you know, back and forth. And when we have chronic shoulder tension and combined with like the head forward posture, we are restricting the flow of so many important things that need to flow. Words are escaping me this morning, but you know what I mean. And these aren't things that we necessarily will feel, but we'll feel the effects of and not really understand what can be causing it. And it's almost a simple mechanical issue, even though it's not so easy to address. But we're going to start looking at that today. So we're going to begin again. We did the neck release on Monday. We're going to revisit that because that's a nice one to start opening up the back of the neck. You can bring your hands, and I'm going to do some of these seated so you can see how easy they are to do where you are. You don't always have to get into a standing posture to do these movements. You can bring your hands back to the back of your head, and with the inhale, I'm going to push the back of my head up into my hands while pulling forward with my hands. So I'm creating resistance and a little bit of tension in the neck, and then with the exhale, I'm just going to gently tuck my chin under and stretch out the back of the neck. And then in, push back, and out, stretch forward, and in, and out. And if you feel more tension on like maybe the left or the right side of the back of your neck, you can kind of push into that direction a little more, and then stretch it out. And one more breath in and stretch it out. And bring the arms down. Another really simple sort of a re-posturing exercise to do throughout the day, if you are somebody who sits in front of a computer for a long time, it's just a simple head drop and hang. So one of the things that happens as we are doing what we're doing and the upper body pulls forward, the head, in order to keep the eyes level, you know, stays at that level, but we get a lot of extra curve in the neck. That's hard to get back out again. So just taking time every now and then to take a break, readjusting where your rib cage is over your pelvis, and then we're going to tuck the chin under slightly. So I'm taking my head and I'm moving the back of my head up and back and tucking the chin under, and then just releasing and letting my chin drop down to the chest. And just let gravity allow your head to come down and open up the back of the neck. Take a 5-second nap here if you need to. And then bring the head up slowly. Okay. So now we're going to start looking at the relationship between the head, the neck, and the shoulders. So another postural thing that occurs when we are doing everything out in front of our bodies, whether it's typing or driving or writing or eating, is that the arms internally rotate. So all of the musculature that is involved with pulling that arm forward is in a contracted state. We tend to feel the effects of it in the back, but we want to start doing movements that bring the arm into external rotation. And how we know we're doing that It's not so much looking at what the hands are doing, but looking at what we call the elbow pits are doing. So I want you to find your elbow pits. So when my arm is internally rotated, the elbow pits are facing in, and when they're externally rotated, the elbow pits are facing up. So we're going to take our arms and we're going to bring them out to the sides. And again, remembering that we're turning at the shoulder joint. We're letting the trapezius release. So I'm a little distracted. Bill's trying to find his power cord. It's that kind of day. Are we good?
Yeah, all of a sudden it said my battery was running low, and I thought it's plugged in, but I didn't have the power. Anyway,
okay.
Now we turn you to your regularly scheduled program, already in progress.
Right. Okay. So I don't know if you can see this, but I hope you can just play with this for a minute. Feel the relationship between when the arms are internally rotated, what's happening here, and then when you externally rotate them. And the trapezius actually kind of drops when you externally rotate the arms. So that's what we're going for here. So you're going to bring the arms out just in a comfortable position, and you're going to gently extend your elbows away from the shoulders. So I'm not stretching my arms out like this. I'm just thinking about my elbows moving away from my body. And I'm going to tuck the chin under slightly just to get that, again, elongation through the neck. Make sure my head's in the right place. And I'm going to lower one ear to my shoulder. And breathe. And you can kind of toggle the arm around too to find maybe the greatest line of tension, and you'll feel it, from the ear down into the shoulder and maybe even into the forearm and the fingers. And then we'll bring it up, and then we'll go in the other direction. And bring your head back up. And shake the arms out a little, because that can get tiring, especially if you have a lot of shoulder tension. Okay, we're going to do this again with one arm, and I just want to also suggest that, we talked about the flow in the neck and lymph flow in particular. I have a suspicion that I think one of the reasons why we are so susceptible to colds and flus, especially when we're in office settings, is because of all of that restriction and lack of movement in the neck. So we want to help facilitate that, not only with our positioning, but we can also just use a little bit of gentle surface massage. Just take the fingertips and just run down from the chin, down the throat, behind the ear. It feels nice too. We'll come over to the other side. Okay, and we'll relax the arms. So there's a few other positions you can use for this. The same kind of principle applies. You can bring the arms up. Again, making sure that your shoulders are not going up with the arms, but we can extend the arms out and pushing through the palms just slightly. Tuck the chin under. Release the head. And then we can roll the head very gently around to the other side. Oh, yeah, there it is. And then back. And then bring the head up. We're going to reposition the hands. So my palms are still facing away, but my fingertips are pointing behind me now. And you're going to find you can, when you change arm positions, you're going to contact different aspects of your shoulder and your upper arm muscles. And roll your head to the other side. So right there, because this one's tighter right now, I was finding my tendency to want to just go to the side, which was cheating. If I'm going to get my head to the side, my upper body should not be going with it. And come back. And then bring the head up and release the arms gently. And then here's one more, a little bit of a Qigong move combined with a restorative exercise movement. We're going to bring the arm behind us so the palm is facing out. And you want to bring to where you can comfortably place it. Now, if you have a lot of restriction in the shoulder, you may, again, only be able to get it to about here, and that's fine. But where you can place it naturally on the back without thrusting the ribs out, which means you might have to lower it there a little bit. Then we're going to take the other hand forward, palm facing, in my case, to the right, where my right arm is behind me, my left hand is facing to the right. I'm going to take a breath in, and I'm going to twist gently to the right. And then inhale back to center, and then twist gently to the left. And we're going to do this a couple times with the breath. Inhale to the center, exhale to the side. And then we'll come back to center with the inhale, and then we're going to switch the arms and then continue the move. And pay attention to your upper shoulders. Make sure they're not creeping up as you're doing this. And come back to center and release the arms and then shake them out. So there's a few moves you can do. As you can see, most of those are pretty portable wherever you're sitting in your office, wherever you can just take a moment to just bring those arms out, just remembering that you're, wanting to keep the shoulders down, extend the elbow out. You can even just do different hand positions, bring them back, forward. You'll find all different, like I said, lines of tension throughout your arms and into your forearms and your fingers. Okay. And again, a nice thing also to do at any time is just shake everything out and just let it go. You joining me?
Oh, is this, we going to do the bouncing?
Well, I am. I don't know if you don't have to.
Do it. I just don't want to knock the.
Oh, yeah. We always,
I want to knock the metal thing over. Yeah. If you're just tuning in, we do this all the time.
So that's our show for today. If you have any comments, any questions in any body part or tension issue or anything you would like us to address next week, please share them below in the comments.
I had a quick question.
Yeah.
The movements that you showed today weren't necessarily Qigong movements. They were more Katie Bowman.
I've seen them done in Qigong. So okay. Yeah, they're both. Yeah.
Okay, because I noticed you're bringing the breath work into it, which kind of makes it Qigong-ish.
Yeah. Katie doesn't specifically do that, but she kind of does. Maybe not quite in the same, I won't say regimented, but way. But yeah, it's always breathe into the movements, because when you exhale, you relax into whatever posture, and she does make those cues.
Okay.
So.
I was curious. All right, well, we're going to be back 7:30 a.m. Monday morning. Be there, be square, and until then, stay out of the news. Get a cup of coffee.
More coffee, please.
More coffee.